Hey guys, I'm interviewing my wife today. She's been here for 6 months. She's from Vietnam, and I'm gonna see what her opinion or view of South Africa after 6 months of being here. So, is it safe to live in South Africa?
So before I moved to South Africa, a lot of my South African friends told me that it's very unsafe and is a lot of criminals happen in South Africa. But since I've been live here for 6 months already, I don't know about other areas, but where I live is very safe because I live in a secure estate and I can walk at night. We don't have to put our legit friends around our house.
Is it safe to travel in South Africa?
Yes, I think for me it's safe because the highways in South Africa, normally we go on the speed limit for 120, and with that speed limit I don't think anyone can stop you to do any bad thing because it's also dangerous for them. And the traveling here is amazing and very different to where I'm from. Like we got safari, we got a lot of wild animals, and there are also a lot of different landscapes like mountains, big river, beaches.
Okay. Yeah, we have highways in South Africa. I think the speed limit in Vietnam,
100.
it's 100 on most roads.
Yes.
And you can't really go faster because there's too many cars. But here we've got lots of space. People can travel fast.
When you travel to South Africa, you mustn't stay in the unsafe and bad areas because of course things will happen to you if you ask for it.
What do you think about South Africa's police? Obviously, in the news, you hear a lot of negative things about them being lazy, and people make jokes about them. And obviously, you hear about corruption and things like that as well. So, Belle, what's your honest opinion from what you've experienced in the last 6 months?
So, we have been stopped by police for 1 or 2 times.
Traffic police.
Traffic police, yeah. And they are quite friendly. They stop and ask where we're from and where do we live and how we've been doing here in South Africa. And we just have a small chance, and they just stop to actually look at your license, and that's all. We didn't have any bad experience with the police.
Yeah. But what about the police themselves? Because that's the traffic police.
Yes.
So what do you think about the police that's they drive around supposed to be protecting people, stopping crime?
So what I've seen a lot is not police actually driving around. I saw a lot of private security actually, like company that you often see that they got like security protection on their car and they're driving around, and actually those people are the ones that protect your safety. But another day I saw them try to try to.
That was the traffic police.
Yeah,
they were
striking
because they were getting paid low. Our traffic police, in not all of them in the country, it was only the ones in our province where we live, they were striking. So they blocked off a few highways and stopped people from basically getting to work. It was in the morning as well, the busiest time, and they blocked off the highway to strike and say that they weren't getting paid enough and their salaries and all of that. So that was quite interesting. I don't know in your countries if the police go on strikes, but it's definitely one of the first times I've seen police striking.
It's never happened in my country. Never.
Police never
go on strike. So it's a funny thing to actually see here. It's crazy.
How have you been treated as a foreigner in South Africa? Because clearly you look like a foreigner. You don't look like most people in South Africa. So what's your experience with strangers?
So for 6 months I've been living here. Every time I went out, like for example for shopping, I went out for just driving around and enjoy the road and things like that. When I saw the strangers, they are very friendly, and they didn't look at me like funny or even like staring at me. They're not staring at me at all.
What do most people think? Like, where are you from? Where do most people think you're from when they first see you?
I think they know I'm from Asia for sure.
Well, obviously.
Yes, but
what country?
Mainly they think I'm from China.
Yeah, there are more Chinese here than any other Asian. Yeah, so they automatically think majority of Asian looking people are from China.
Yeah.
It's just it's not racist. It's just that they
Also,
they haven't traveled, so they haven't been to Asia. They don't even know the countries in Asia. Most people just think China because it's the biggest, and then they think many people don't even know about Vietnam, or they still think that there's a war going on there, which is crazy.
Yeah, and also like I don't see any people weird or they're not friendly. Everyone's smiling at each other, and they're very helpful. Like they will offer to help me to push the trolley out of the supermarket.
Actually, they do that because they want a tip.
But a lot of times I say I don't have any cash because it's not. I don't know if it's safe to carry cash around, but we don't carry any cash with us. So that's why we don't have any tips. And sometimes when they offer to help, I will just say sorry, I don't have any cash with me. But they're not denied it. They continue helping.
Next question: what do you think about South Africa's infrastructure?
So it depends on the areas too. For example, like some of the places that we went to, there are a lot of potholes on the road. It means maybe that the government there they didn't look after the public things, right? But some of the places I still can see modern and things like highway, roads. If in the main road or in the main city is still doing so well, like got the maintenance, people like maintain it so well and it's still in a good condition. And also some places I've been to, especially the in town, I think a lot of abandoned buildings, a lot of like old and ugly houses that I think that like it's very bad looking after from the government or from the people that live there.
In South Africa, we have something called load shedding, which is where they plan to cut out the power in certain areas, and it's because there's not enough power that's supplied on the grid. They have to. It's planned shutdowns basically, and sometimes maintenance as well. So, what's your experience with load shedding in South Africa?
I think I'm quite lucky. Before I moved to South Africa, a lot of people told me that there are at least 4 or 6 hours load shedding every day in different areas. But I moved back. I moved here for 6 months already, and I didn't experience load shedding a lot. Maybe 1 or 2 times, and it's only max 2 hours. Because there is no electricity, I see a lot of people they braai. If you don't
What's a
know,
braai?
braai is like barbecue. For me, load shedding is good in a way that will help us stay away from our devices. And when we're braaiing, we can actually take some drinks and talk to our friends, having the human time. I'm not saying that I want the load shedding, but you can look at it in the good way, I think.
What are your thoughts about the tension between white and black people in South Africa?
Yeah, but for me, I don't see any like attitudes or acting weirdly between black and white people. Although I realize that the culture is very different. But in general, everyone get along with each other. You normally see one white and one black people talking and making joke about things and each other, and they are so friendly in general. A lot of people, even stranger to strangers, they are very friendly to each other. And yeah, I don't see any conflicts and any different or any racism that people make it so badly in the news or something.
So recently in the news, South African, specifically Afrikaans South African people have become or come into the spotlight because of Donald Trump, and he's given them refugee status. So do you think, from your view, Afrikaans people are suffering in South Africa?
I'm just saying from my opinions because a lot of Afrikaans people that I met here, they are very wealthy. They own businesses, they own farms, big farms, and doing so well, living a life. And of course, a lot of people struggling to find normal job, but they doing well in their own business. Or a lot of people that I saw, they are working remotely. They work from home. They hardly have to leave their house, and yeah, that's in my opinion. I saw a lot of like wealthy people around me, especially Afrikaans.
Do you often see interracial relationships? People of different races?
So as a interracial couple, I don't often see the interracial relationship in South Africa, or not in South Africa, especially where I live. And I think I know why, because their cultures is very different.
What's the cost of living like in South Africa?
So compared to Vietnam, it's not as cheap, but I think for me it's reasonable, the cost of living here. Yeah.
Give us some examples.
For example, lower bread, right? Your normal, yeah, a lower bread. In Vietnam it's about 50 cents, and here is about $1.
So that's like double.
It's like, yeah, almost double. And the meat, I think the meat is very cheap and fresh and so nice here.
Okay.
And the price is about $5 for 1 kg of beef. And it's funny enough, it's more expensive, the beef in Vietnam.
So food's generally more expensive.
Yes, vegetable.
When it comes to meat, though, meat's what, cheaper and a bit of a better quality.
Yes, it's cheaper and a better quality. Or sometimes it's the same price as the meat in Vietnam, but it's the same. The quality is different. It's not the
Much
same.
better.
Yeah, much better.
How about rent in South Africa? How much does a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, little house with a garden cost?
So the 2 bathroom house is about $800, and in Vietnam, I think you can rent a house like that for $400 only.
Okay, so it's more expensive, about double.
Yes,
in
it's
terms of
also
rent.
about double. Yeah.